2020 has been a very questionable year, to say the least. Although even with all of the uncertainty that 2020 brought, Clash Royale was one thing that remained consistent. It was there for all of us to play and enjoy no matter what was happening during 2020. And it's safe to say that a lot has happened to Clash Royale during 2020. From new seasons every single month to 7 new cards to an entirely revamped clan war system, Clash Royale has been through a lot in the year 2020. And in this video, we're going to be talking about all of those things and much, much more. So let's go ahead and rewind a little bit back to January, okay? Before we go ahead and start, let's go over a couple of ground rules really quick. So we aren't going to go over every single detail that every single month had to offer, because if I were to do that, then this video would be a lot longer than it already is going to be. So I'm going to try to just keep it at the major things for each month. So like, let's just say for an example, I don't know if this is the case, but say if February had just a random sudden death challenge, I'm not going to include that because I feel like that isn't very important. Also, in terms of cosmetics and emotes, you know, every single season had an exclusive emote and tower skin. So I won't be able to go over all of those because that would just take up too much time. So I'm just going to go over the important stuff from those categories. You know, like exclusive emotes and exclusive tower skins and stuff like outside of the past Royale. So I guess that's really all I wanted to mention. So let's go ahead and start. January 2020. The year 2020 started out with a bang because we got the introduction of Season 7, which was to celebrate the Lunar New Year, and the name of the season was the Lunar Festival. And then we also got the first new card of 2020, which was the Firecracker, a 3-elixir long-range unit which can splash behind troops, a very unique mechanic. And of course, like most new cards, the Firecracker would be the card level boost throughout the duration of this season. We also had a brand new arena with this season, which is called Serenity Peak, and this is one of my favorite arenas that was introduced in 2020 because it really does make you feel relaxed, hence the name Serenity Peak. And then with this season, we had 4 balance changes to the Night Witch, Fisherman, Elixir Golem, and Lava Hound. And also for this video, I'm not going to go in depth into each of the balance changes because that could be an entire video on its own, so I'm just going to mention the cards that were balanced. And then the last major thing that happened during January was an update to global tournaments. It made it so that way there was 1 global tournament per season. It also made it so that way there were increased rewards for the paid version and for the free version, and also made it so that way the top 100 players in the world would get an exclusive emote. And these rules would be carried out throughout the rest of the global tournaments in 2020. February 2020. This was Season 8, the Return to Legendary, in which Clash Royale went back to Legendary again for the second time. For those of you that don't remember, Season 3 was the first rendition of Back to Legendary, and so now Season 8 is the second rendition of that. And throughout the duration of this season, the Ram Rider was the card that was the card level boost. And of course, since this was back to Legendary again, the main arena for the season was Legendary Arena. And then there were 4 more balance changes for the season to the Barbarian Hut, the Zappies, the Witch, and the Royal Hogs. March 2020. Dang bruh, Clash Royale is getting pretty old. For those of you that didn't know, March of 2020 was the 4th birthday of Clash Royale, March 2nd to be exact. And so with that being the case, Season 9 was called the Birthday Royale season to celebrate Clash Royale's 4th birthday. And also for this season, we got a brand new card, the Royal Delivery, which is a 3-elixir common spell that can only be deployed on your arena, and it has a very wide radius and spawns a Royal Recruit after it comes down on the arena. And then there was the new arena, the Birthday Battlefield. Now, if you were playing at the beginning of the season, you'll remember that this arena was actually, it looked like it was rolling and it was on wheels, but Supercell had to fix that because it was distracting to a lot of players, and some players were actually getting motion sickness from it. Oh, and also I forgot to mention, because the World Delivery was the newest card, it was the card level boost for this season. And then for this season, we got 5 balance changes to the Miner, the Golem, the Earthquake, the Cannon, and the Cannon card. And in order to celebrate the 4th anniversary of Clash Royale, there were tons of other things just from the normal stuff like the past Royale. Like an example, we had these Supercell Creator Challenges. There were 4 of them that came out in March, and they were all extremely fun if you ask me. We had Sir Tag's Cycle Mayhem, Legend of Ray's Infinite Elixir, with Zack's Sparky Shocker, and then CWA's Elite Barbarian Rush. And then also, as they did for the 3rd anniversary of Clash Royale, there was an exclusive P.E.K.K.A emote that you could unlock through joining tournaments that creators were hosting on their channels. There was also a change to the trophy reset for this season, in which your trophies would only be reducted by 25% compared to the normal 50%. and this was only for this season, but it was a pretty cool change to let players keep a little bit of their trophies. And also for this season, they would let the community vote which game modes would be in rotation for the party button, which is pretty cool. I wish they would do that more often. April 2020. April brought along Season 10, which was the heist. And during the season, there was something very historic that happened, something that has never happened in the history of Clash Royale, and that is the fact that a card was removed from the game. If you guys remember, the heal spell was the least used card in Clash Royale. No one was using it, even after they reworked it to be 1 elixir. So what they did, they removed the heal spell, and in place of the heal spell, they put in the heal spirit. And because the heal spirit was a new card, this was the card level boost for this season. And we also got a new arena for this season, which is called the Forest Gang Hideout. And this is an extremely underrated arena. I absolutely love the look of this. And also for this season, we only had 3 balance changes, but they were actually extremely impactful. We had changes to the Magic Archer, Goblin Hut, and Skeleton Barrel. Also for this season, the Heist game mode, which was originally introduced for like the global release of Brawl Stars, that was brought back into the party mode. And then the season reset went back to 50%. Like I said, the previous season, it was 25%, but that was only for that season. And then for this particular season, it was called the Heist for a reason, because there was so much more gold that you could earn from the season. Like looking at the global tournament, especially, the global tournament had so much gold you could earn. I believe it had over 100,000 gold if you got to 15 wins in the global tournament and got the paid version of it. There was so much gold you can get. And also, if you did buy the Pass Royale for the season, the bonus bank for the Pass Royale was increased from 10,000 gold to 25,000 gold. So you could earn that much more gold if you played that many more games. So it's safe to say that season 10 was probably the season that had the most rewards to be able to obtain. May 2020. May of 2020 brought along season 11, which is the Here Be Dragons season. And for this season, of course, with it being a dragon season, one of the dragons was bound to be the card level boost, right? And so the dragon that they decided to boost was the Electro Dragon. And we also got a new arena, which is called the Dragon Spa, which is also a very cool looking arena. And for this season, the main highlight of this season, there are actually 2 main highlights. This is one of them though. We had a huge wave of balance changes. So let's go ahead and go over them. Tornado, Royal Delivery, Battle Healer, Baby Dragon, Magic Archer, Mini P.E.K.K.A, Earthquake, Goblin Cage, Goblin Hut, Furnace, Barbarian Hut. And I believe up to this point in Clash Royale, this was tied for the largest wave of balance changes, as 11 different cards were balanced. And then also another very momentous occasion during the season, not specifically related to Clash Royale, but during this season in May of 2020, it was Supercell's 10th anniversary. Every game celebrated in a different way, but the way that Clash Royale celebrated was that every player got an exclusive free emote in the Pass Royale at tier 1, I believe. And then also during May, we had the beginning of the CRL spring season. If you guys never watched CRL before, this season of CRL was very fun to watch. Of course, with all of us being quarantined, this was the first season that I really paid attention to the Clash Royale League. And it was just really insane to see these pro players and how skilled they are and how dedicated they are to the game. And for the spring season, Space Station Gaming would end up being the champions. June 2020. June of 2020 brought along season 12, which was the Prince's Dream. And also during this season, we received a new card, the Skeleton Dragons. It still confuses me why they didn't release the new dragon card during the season called Here Be Dragons. I don't get it, man, but you know, we got a new card, which was cool. And of course, because it was a new card, we got the card level boost for the Skeleton Dragons. And we also had the Prince's Dream Arena, which was very, very bright. I don't think we had an arena this bright in a long time. Then we also had 4 balance changes for individual cards, and then 1 balance change that affected a lot of different cards. The Prince, Bomb Tower, Royal Delivery, and Earthquake were changed, and then also all Swarm cards were balanced to fix the deploy time between each of the individual entities in the swarm. Basically, they just added a little bit of a delay between each unit. July 2020. This brought along season 13, which was known as the Beach Battle. And again, something else that doesn't make any sense at all. The Ice Wizard was the card level boost for season 13. You know, this was in July, which of course is the summer, unless you're in Australia, I think. So the Ice Wizard was boosted. Yeah. And so the arena for this season was just an updated arena from season 2, but the changes that they did make to it were very, very nice. And so the balance changes for the season were to the Fisherman, Skeleton Dragons, Zappies, and Firecracker. And also, I haven't been talking about a lot of challenges during this video, but there were 2 challenges introduced in July, which were really cool: the Giant Rage mode and the Floors Healing challenge. really cool challenges in Clash Royale. And then another major challenge that we had during July was the No Tilt 20 win challenge. Basically what this was, it was an in-game tournament in which if you got 20 wins in the challenge without getting 3 losses, you would be able to move on to a next qualifying stage. And ultimately, if you played really well, you had a chance to earn part of a $50,000 prize pool. And I think that's really cool. It's giving players that aren't, real pro players to have a chance to earn money in the game, which is very sick. I was only able to get 13 wins. Don't roast me. And then honestly, what I thought was the biggest thing in July of 2020 was the announcement for Clan Wars 2. This is definitely one of the most hyped updates in Clash Royale history because there hadn't been any major updates throughout the duration of 2020, as you have seen throughout this video. So a lot of people were antsy and waiting for it. And so they released the initial announcement for Clan Wars 2. And let's just say the response was not very good. August brought Season 14, which was the Prepare for War season. Even though it was called Prepare for War, it was basically back to Legendary Part 3. And so the card level boost for Season 14 was the Mega Knight, which a lot of people were not happy about. And so the Legendary Arena came back for the 3rd time. And there are actually quite a few balance changes in this season as well, so let's go ahead and go over those. Bowler, Miner, Royal Recruits, Log, Bats, Royal Delivery, and then all spells, all direct damage spells at least, received a nerf. And so then at the end of August, on August 31st to be exact, we had prepared for war throughout the duration of the season, and at the end of August, they finally released the Clan Wars 2 update. To keep it short, Clan Wars 2 brought a completely new way to play Clan Wars, in which there was a river race, there was a whole fame system, they introduced duels, they introduced a PvE aspect with the boat battles, and yeah, and I think we can all agree that this update was pretty underwhelming. It was a very cool concept and it seemed very cool initially, but it just wasn't executed in the best way it could have been. And along with this major Clan Wars 2 update, there are actually some other major changes not related to Clan Wars. Quests were removed, the daily gifts in the item shop were reworked, the 4-year badge was finally added for those players who have been playing since 2016. There were tons of other user interface optimizations to the clan tab and things like that. And then there were a bunch of other extremely small changes that I'm not going to go ahead and go into. September 2020. The name of Season 15 in September was Set Sail for War. What made this Pass Royale different from many other Pass Royales is that we got a free tower skin in this Pass Royale available to unlock at tier 10. And then the guards were the card level boost for the duration of this season. And the arena, they brought back the Fisherman's Float arena from Season 1, but updated it a little bit. And even though they did reuse an arena, it makes sense because Set Sail for War, it's a boat, you already got a boat arena, so we might as well use it. And then the balance changes for this season were to the Fire Spirits, Furnace, Bomber, Heal Spirit, and Zappies. And during the season, another cool touch was that in the shop, there was actually a free exclusive emote that you could claim to celebrate the Lost and Crowned short, which is kind of like a collaboration between Clash of Clans and Clash Royale. And it was actually a really cool short. It was like 11 minutes long, and you got a free emote and a gold chest in the shop. I'll take a free emote any day of the week. They also added an optional update to fix some bugs for Clan Wars 2, but that was really just about it. Oh, and how could I forget the fall season of Sierra West began during September. Again, I watched a lot of this. It was very fun to watch. And in this season, Team Queso ended up being the team that took the dub. October 2020. October of 2020 brought around the 3rd rendition of Shocktober, which is very cool. It's one of my favorite times of the year. And what made this Shocktober extremely special was that we got 2 new electrifying cards, the Electro Giant and the Electro Spirit. It was the first time that we got 2 cards in one single update since 2018 when they released the Royal Hogs and the Giant Snowball at once, and because these were 2 new cards, both of them were boosted for the duration of the season. And a fun fact, but the Electro Giant would end up being the 100th card added to Clash Royale. Pretty monumental if you ask me. And we also got a new arena. Now I put that in air quotes because it's kind of new. It's a refreshed version of Electro Valley. And I actually like this version better than the original Electro Valley, so I'll call it a new arena. And then we had 5 different balance changes to the season. To the Musketeer, the Skeleton Dragons, the Heal Spirit, the Battle Healer, and the Royal Ghost. November 2020. November of 2020 brought along Season 17, which was called The Treasures of the Old King. And the Old King was kind of a reference to the Royal Ghost, and so because of that, the Royal Ghost was boosted for the season, along with the Electro Giant for a second consecutive season. And this was also the first time that Clash Royale had ever introduced a loading screen in which, you know, the cards and troops weren't, you know, like fighting for the crown. We also got a new arena, which is the Royal Tomb Arena, which had a lot of gold and a lot of shiny parts to it. And so the balance changes during this season consisted of many things, one of them being a very interesting Elite Barbarians rework. We also had changes to the Mini P.E.K.K.A, Tombstone, Electro Wizard, Sparky, and Graveyard. And there was actually an update during November, which ended up being an entire update just to fix a lot of the issues with Clan Wars 2. There were many different changes implemented to fix Clan Wars 2, which safe to say was very lackluster, and they actually did implement a lot of community changes. A lot of the community feedback was implemented into this update, which is very cool to see, and it's cool to see Supercell, you know, listening to the community. And another thing for November is that November was right before the CRL World Finals, and with this you could play Fantasy Royale. Now Fantasy Royale had been going on for the past 2 CRL seasons in the spring and the fall, but this season was different because if you built a Fantasy Royale deck, you could get a free exclusive Mega Knight emote. And also, if you did really well in Fantasy Royale, you had potential to earn gold. And again, a free emote, I'll take that any day of the week. December 2020. Season 18. Logmas. So of course this video is being filmed during Logmas and the season is still going on, and I gotta say this has been my favorite season of 2020. Along with the past Royale tower skin that we also got a tower skin which was available to be purchased in the shop in a special offer. And also we had the normal past Royale emote, but we also got a free exclusive emote that you could claim at tier 5 of the past Royale, which is very nice. And for this season I actually like the free emote better than the paid emote, so yeah. And also we got a new card, the Mother Witch. The Mother Witch, of course, being a 4 elixir legendary card that has a very unique mechanic in which she turns troops into cursed hogs. And because she was a new card, and especially because she's a legendary card, she is the card level boost for season 18, along with the log because it's Logmas. And we also got a new Logmas arena, which is really just an updated version of the season 6 arena, but it's still a very cool looking arena. And then for this season, we also had a massive wave of very impactful balance changes. We had the Expo, Guards, Barbarian Hut, Graveyard, Goblin Giant, Heal Spirit, Fisherman, Witch, Bats, Electro Wizard, and Skeleton Barrel. And this is very out of place, but 2 random notes that I forgot to mention. But the Electro Giant actually received an emergency buff in October, and he also received another buff in November with the Clan Wars 2 update. All right, so transitioning back to Logmas, Supercell also announced that they won't be doing balance changes every single month anymore. This is mainly so that way they can focus on making major waves of more impactful balance changes compared to smaller waves of not so impactful balance changes. And also during Logmas, there was a trophy balance update. Basically what this balance did, it made it harder to gain trophies for people from 0 to 6,000 trophies, and it basically made it so that way you actually lose more trophies when you lose a match and you gain a little bit less trophies when you win a match. And then to cap everything off at 2020, we had the CRL World Finals where the best teams from CRL West and CRL East competed against each other, and just like they ended up winning the CRL West fall season, Team Queso would end up taking home the World Championship. But anyway, gamers, that's going to be it for today's Clash Royale video. And if you guys did enjoy, then be sure to leave a like down below. I'd greatly appreciate it. And also, if you guys are new here, I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe down below because I make a lot of Clash Royale content. But anyway, gamers, it's your boy Solar Fury signing off. Peace out, guys. Have a nice day.